Am I the a-hole for ruining my friend's honeymoon? So, my friend's married during COVID and finally this month they will go on their honeymoon. They will visit multiple countries, including mine. We met about 3 to 4 years ago online, we talked and seen each other through web sometimes and now, it is finally time to meet in person. As they will be staying in my country for a couple of weeks, I offered them my house, so we could spend more time together. However, only a few weeks before their arrival, they say that in order to enter my country I need to sign a responsibility statement for foreign nationals and borders service, in which I inform my home address, the days they are staying and I confirm that I am responsible for them and I have to cover the costs monetarily if something goes wrong during their stay. I was alarmed and not sure if I wanted to take that responsibility. And why, you might ask, aren't they your friends after all? Well, in theory, yes. But do I really know them? We met online, and there are so many scams nowadays that I don't want to get burned for being naive and nice. Furthermore, there were a few red flags, or some situations that I could be misinterpreting now as I am not very happy with what they are requesting of me. Not long ago, they mentioned that they wanted to have another citizenship, of my country or another. Then, regarding this trip, they asked for my home address a few times. First, in order to have a phone card that works here, then to order something from Amazon. Why send it to my house, in a foreign country? Besides, it's a really common and cheap object. It is easy to falsify that responsibility statement, they could just fill the information needed and fake my signature. They posture overall was kinda taking me for granted and way too comfortable. I might be overthinking here. Anyway, I was clear with them and told them I was not feeling comfortable on signing that document as it is a huge responsibility. I will gladly open my house to them, but I don't want any problems with the law. Of course, they got upset by this, saying that I am kinda ruining their honeymoon as without that document they can't enter my country and I should not live my life in fear and blah blah blah. I get that they are mad, I get it. I would be too. But, at the same time, I don't want to take that risk. Also, their attitude was not the best. First they only advised me about that document only 2 weeks before their arrival and they kinda started to throw rocks instead of trying to reason me and reassuring me I have nothing to worry about. Am I the a-hole? My M32 partner, F35, of 2 years wants me to pay for a childminder so she can stay home 2 days a week rather than work. I said no. We have a 3-year-old son, from her previous relationship. She works 5 days a week currently in her dream career. I work all over week doing about 40 hours but spread over 7 days. I own 8 food locations. We have a nanny for about 20 hours a week to cover when I can't look after our son and partner isn't around. Mainly 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. weekdays and our son gets dropped off at partner's work nursery by nanny at 10 a.m. I pick him up as soon as my day is done so he's normally there 2 to 3 hours. Currently his nanny time is paid by the maintenance she gets for him. Partner has been getting jealous of all the Psalms in area and now wants to give up 2 days work so she can hang out with them. Except that I'll have school-age kids so she wants to extend the nanny time on her 2 days off so she can do other things, but she can't afford it. She'll lose income from her job and she wanna spend more on herself so is insisting I pick up the extra costs and take over the full cost of the nanny. I currently pay for everything except the nanny and partner's car. This includes a cleaner and laundry service, plus I do all the cooking. I was a chef. All of her income is her own. I said no, I work foot and I'm not sure why she shouldn't. Am I the a-hole for telling my wife nobody cares about her small business? My wife, 27F, owns an Etsy shop where she sells handmade jewelry. She has some real talent and the jewelry she sells is genuinely very nice and high quality. She gets a surprising amount of sales on there too, and has great reviews. The issue is that everywhere we go, every conversation she has, she slips in something about her shop and tries to promote it. Talking to a friend? She'll casually mention a big sale she made or a custom order she got and not very subtly mention that she'd give her friend a coupon or something similar. Talking to our waiter? She'll mention that she has a pair of earrings on her shop that would complement their eyes. Talking to someone online? She'll somehow manage to say is the owner of a small business. She literally cannot have a conversation anywhere with anyone without trying to sell them her jewelry. The other day was a family member's birthday, and they were having a decently sized get-together with just other family members and a few close friends. I went with my wife, and she's a pretty social person even outside of promoting her shop so she was quickly making conversation with my family. Of course not 5 minutes later she was showing someone the bracelet she had on that she made and mentioning that she sells them and talking about how since they were family she would happily give them a 25% discount. She probably had that exact same conversation with at least 5 people during the 2 hours we were there. As soon as we left I spoke to her and said she needs to quit doing that. I told her if people were actually interested, they would ask her about her store, but not every single person she talks to wants or needs to hear about her art. She got upset and said that she just wants to spread her product and doesn't see what she's doing wrong and hasn't spoken to me much since. I feel like I'm the asshole since I will admit I had a pretty harsh tone and could have been a lot nicer during that conversation. Plus I get she's just trying to sell her products, even if it gets obnoxious. Am I the a-hole for backing out of a wedding because they want to screen me? I, 27F, have been invited by my friend Tom, 32M, as A+1 to his older brother's wedding, 36M. Tom and I met at a party and have been friends for 10 years. He asked me out when we first met and I said no. He's been in a few relationships over the years and had a long-term girlfriend for 4 years. Tom broke up with his long-term GF in March and asked me out quite a few times afterwards. This caused tension within our friendship, but the last time we spoke about it, he seemed to understand that I wasn't interested, and a relationship with me was never going to be on the table. His family has been putting pressure on him settling down and getting married, especially since his brother got engaged. He asked me if I could be his +1 to his big brother's wedding so he wouldn't go alone, and I, reluctantly, said yes. Tom told his brother about me, and his brother said he'd like to meet me before the wedding in case it's awkward and he doesn't want anyone ruining his wedding. I thought this was a tad strange because I'm only A+1. I'm not part of the wedding party. But I said sure, arrange something if you want to. Tom's brother has since told his mother and father about me. Now his mother wants to meet me before the wedding too, as Tom said, just to make sure you'll fit in with everyone. I feel like I'm being screened and I'm finding it kind of offensive. I'm starting to think maybe Tom has implied I'm more than a friend to his family. It's making me uncomfortable. Am I the a-hole for not being happy that my little sister is getting married? I, 28F, am not happy for my little sister, 19F, getting married. We don't have any family left other than a distant uncle who lives across the country and couldn't care less about us. I have tried to be the best role model I could be for her since we lost our only parent so young, but I feel like I failed. My little sister met this cook at the restaurant she works at and I don't care what he does for a living. It has nothing to do with that, but he's 39. He is 39 years old and just put a ring on my 19-year-old little sister's finger. I met him once before and I didn't realize he was that old, to be honest. He looks good for his age. But I also didn't think they would end up together, so I didn't think to press on it. She is constantly dating all these men, probably to make up for her severe daddy issues that I also have, but we don't need to get into that. I feel terrible because my sister was so excited to tell me she's engaged, and I flipped out on her. I told her how disgusting it is that he is an old man and that she wouldn't be able to live her life the way she wants to with a guy like that. She left my house crying and won't answer me. It's been 2 weeks.